It is my strong belief that in order for a person to get anything done in this world, you need to have someone who loves you fiercely enough to do really foolish things on your behalf. Now, I have been fortunate to have that in my mother, my sister, my best friend Chris, and my sister has passed it on to her children, presumably in utero, and I feel it from them too. And the feeling is more than mutual because sometimes, I just wish somebody really would try me about those kids, Like, I watched this clip somewhere and they were asking people, would you kill to save your child? And the people who were answering said things like, oh, no, I don't think I could do that. Who were these people? They're not from Appalachia, because in Appalachia, we will protect our babies with everything we have, and we would be ashamed to admit anything otherwise. When I was learning how to walk in a neighbor's yard, the old biddy who lived there hollered, "Don't let her get anywhere near my tulips." I was nowhere near her tulips. But my 11-year-old sister snuck out of the house that night, climbing through her bedroom window, and she went over to that woman's tulips and she stomped them to dog dirt. That's love. And one time, this squirrely janitor, who was always in everybody's business, poked his head into my mom's office and said, "Your girl's pulled over by the cops over there in CK." My mom grabs her keys, runs out of that office, and takes off like a bat out of hell. Now, I pass her just a few minutes later. The officer had let me off with a warning for rolling through a stop sign on a sleepy road. He did it really quickly, too. It was almost like he could feel my mother's righteous maternal anger boiling up, coming down the road to open up a can of whoop ass on his narrow behind. We both pulled over at the flood wall, and my mother was wild-eyed and out of breath, and I said to her, "What would you have done if I was being arrested?" And she said, "Oh, I'd have taken care of it." And you know what? I believe she would have, somehow. That is love. And when this good old boy prick, who was on the board of directors that I ran, decided that he had an issue with me speaking when not spoken to, and just in general did not like my uppity woman face, my nephew started researching pernicious insects that we could use to infest his house. My sister's oldest took the long game and said, "Isn't he an elected official?" and began planning a campaign to oust him from office. And my niece, who was the most savage of all of us, just quietly plotted arson. Now, my sister didn't say anything in the realm of punishment. But 2 days later, a tornado blew through that man's town, and it was his job to clean it up. That is love that I can feel. My dad once said, "If anything ever happened to you, I would be the best witness for that person. I would take the stand and I would give them an alibi and say that they had the greatest character on earth and they would never serve a bit of jail time. And then I would make them pay." And that didn't feel like love. That felt like something else. Here's the thing that I didn't know before all this started. Angels can be really fucking dumb. And as my dad was dying, I was blessed with the assistance of the stupidest angels in the entire universe.